Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. The Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show.
Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Introducing your host, a man who needs no introduction, the living legend. He's a fighter, action star, male model, part-time baker, and sweet love maker. His victories too vast to count, his defeats stand at zero. He's the one, the only, the deadliest man in the known universe, Mace Hammertime. With your co-host, expert in training, Ronnie J. And the all-knowing, all-seeing Deuce Almighty. So strap in and get ready for the greatest show in combat sports, the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour.
Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
This is Mace Hammertime of the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. I am the deadliest man in the known universe. 500. I stopped counting. We are here today, episode 28. I'm here with the experts.
It's your boy Ronnie J.
Deuce Almighty.
Yes, we are also sponsored by Life of a Fighter. Shout out to Coach Mike.
Shout out to
Sir.
Mike.
Absolutely.
He keeps this show rolling every month. Without him, we couldn't make this all happen. So check out lifeofafighter.com. Coach Mike, basically, I taught him everything I know about coaching, and that's why he is the greatest coach in the known universe now. He's taken all my knowledge and he's spreading it around the world on his platform. So shout out to Coach Mike. He's an amazing guy. We had him on the show a couple episodes ago. We're going to bring him back, talk to Coach Mike again. Now we're talking all about you. You said you involved in a training day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, big training day for Ronnie J today. Speaking of training day, hey, let me tell you a quick Mace Hammertime story. One time I was recruited by the LAPD to work in this undercover task force, and I got hooked up with this guy, and he drove his own car, did his own thing, took me around town, basically pretending like he was like the top dog around. He was like a corrupt cop. I'm this good guy. He's getting me to do all this bad stuff. I don't know if you know what angel dust is. Very weird stuff. Anyway, he takes me around. The Russian mob is trying to get this guy the whole time. So I don't know if you know what happens here. Everybody turns on him. Everything goes sour for him. He talks about being like King Kong in this situation. I'm like, what is this?
I've read something about this. I'm pretty sure.
I shoot him in the butt. After we fight, like we fell out this window, I threw him down. I shot him in the butt because I didn't want to take him out that way. Turns out the Russian mob got him anyway. Long story short, that's what happened to me. Speaking of training day, it's kind of like that happened to me. It was my first day of training.
That's crazy.
But
that was
I
your
decided
first day? You should have quit after that.
I did. I decided the
Okay,
LAPD wasn't for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So anyway, that's what actually happened. That's another Mace Hammertime story, a memoir of my life. That's why I'm an expert in everything like this. I've been in some stuff. So not only am I an expert in the combat in ring, I'm an expert in street fighting, gang tactics, halo jumps, pretty much everything.
Crazy.
So
your skill set is astonishing.
it is. It's really unbelievable, actually. And I'm glad I'm able to pass it on to you guys. And also, Coach Mike as well. So, but anyway, we're talking combat sports here today. We got a lot to talk about, actually, because there are some of these fight nights that are coming up. We just watched Kadar versus Arnold. And you know what? I have a real problem with Arnold Allen, Deuce.
What?
Because he stole your ring name. He stole your nickname. He stole your name.
He did.
That's crazy.
Now,
I didn't even know he had a nickname until just now.
That's
what
either.
I'm saying.
Damn. That's crazy.
I didn't either. Now, I know that Arnold Allen.
Where did it come from? Like,
It had to be out of thin air because
Arnold
this had to be-
Almighty? That doesn't even make sense.
It has to be new because I
It
didn't
doesn't.
even know.
You know
that.
what? He probably watched the
Triple
show.
A. He's a battery, maybe.
Triple A.
Mm.
I could see.
No,
He
that
listen.
doesn't make sense.
Apparently, Arnold
The
Allen.
battery.
He doesn't like talking trash.
charge.
Okay, so you might have to at some point after you become UFC flyweight champion.
Flyweight.
You're gonna have to go to bantamweight. You're gonna have to do it. But then Arnold Allen, he'll probably be still hanging around at featherweight. You might have to be the first triple champ.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'll just get jacked. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
you could do it. Take a year off when you're on your yacht. Get jacked, because I've seen Colin McClellan did this.
With no testing,
You
bro.
can't be
like,
tested if you're on the ocean, baby.
Exactly. International waters.
You come back swole. You're like, you do the full on. You go 3-weight division champ. You can,
Is
listen,
that real?
Oh, nah, yeah. He hasn't been tested in a year.
No, I know that, but is it like if you on the yacht, you
stay on the yacht, baby?
Bro, they can't find you.
How can they get
It might
you?
as well be real.
You just never dock. You're on there just everywhere. Where are they going to get you? Barbados? Come on. They don't got a guy waiting in Barbados. Be like, I'm in Barbados. You got to come get me. Sorry. I'm
That's
out.
crazy.
International waters. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you literally just have to let them know where you are.
International waters. Yeah, guess what? I'm somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle. Come find me. That's what you just got to say to him. That's what Colin's been doing. So you could do that. Go up to 145. Beat the shit out of Arnold Allen Almighty. Oh, I don't know. Understand why he even did that. Doesn't he? He doesn't respect you. So we got a little beef going here with Arnold.
Yeah, bro.
I think you take him though.
What a dude.
What a dude.
He breaks his hands really easily.
Does he really? Did he
Yeah,
break his
he
hand?
breaks his hands every fight.
He doesn't do enough.
Oh.
He doesn't do enough stretching or like pounding the sand.
He doesn't understand hand conditioning.
Come on.
He
this
hurt his hand
guy.
this fight. Like again.
Oh,
It
pillow
keeps happening.
hands. Pillow hands. Arnold. That's what they should call him. Arnold
Pillow
hands.
Oh my
Almighty.
God.
That doesn't really roll off the tongue though. There's got to be a better thing for
The almighty
softness.
pillow Arnold hands.
I like that. Okay.
Atricious Arnold Allen or something like
That sounded tough. We wanted to sound less tough.
Oh,
Atricious
dang.
sounds like, if you don't, I don't even know what atricious actually means,
that.
but it sounds tougher than, it's got to sound wimpy. Well, listen, I don't know if we should really start a feud with Arnold Allen though. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Did I call him Arnold Allen? Or is it Allen Arnold?
Arnold Allen, yeah. It's
Arnold.
Arnold Allen.
Allen Arnold.
It's
don't-
such a weird
I don't know
name.
about people with two first names though for names.
I don't trust him.
Mace Hammertime. That's the name.
That is a great name.
That is a really good name.
Well, some of us are born with it. When you're raised in a laboratory, born in a test tube, this is what comes out. America needed me. Now what they've done,
Damn.
spit me out.
Damn.
Now I'm living up. It happens though. When you go deep cover, I guess I get to live on this awesome island and hang out with you guys and go to all the UFC
Facts.
shows.
And
We have a
at least we
G6.
do fucking hand conditioning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hand conditioning. That's how this is the secret to the Hammer Time hook.
we also
we got them wooden karate boards. We just be
yeah,
punching them
and
shits.
we be like gripping wooden dowels.
yeah.
Yep, we do it.
Come
we
on.
do. I mean, this is why this is the seminars that people need to come and show up to, though. This is the kind of information you get. This is what Coach Mike's. Well, Coach Mike doesn't teach this kind of stuff, the hand conditioning, but he's got other kind of methods. Anyway, so you had a fight recently,
Yeah, I did. I had 2 fights this weekend.
and of course he won.
The Kumite.
True.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course. Let's talk about
naturally.
Let's talk about the experience, though. So,
It was really cool. It was a bunch of us in a nice little Airbnb in Myrtle Beach, Dirty Myrtle.
Gotcha.
It's definitely disgusting out there.
yeah. If you go to
uh,
Myrtle Beach and you go to the beach, a lot of menthol cigarette butts. Yes, it's
Faux
basically an
show.
ashtray. Unfortunately, they call it the Redneck Riviera for a reason. But regardless, so you went down there for business.
Yeah, business trip. And we celebrated Halloween out there as well.
Gotcha.
So
So
yeah, I had two fights in a day.
that was on Saturday.
That was Saturday.
So you wake.
Bruh.
Let's talk about Saturday. You wake up in the morning. Your
Saturday,
mindset. What's your
woke up,
mindset?
Mindset.
Where are you
like,
mentally?
I'm always like trying. Well, not always, but recently trying to stay calm.
Did you sleep?
Trying to be relaxed. Yeah, I sleep great every night.
Gotcha.
Mm.
And your regular
don't
sleep schedule, went to
know.
bed at a certain time, got up at your regular time, and you're
I
like,
went to bed at like maybe midnight, 1 a.m.
got you.
Woke up like 8 a.m. Then I went for like a run. I woke up, like tried to eat a little bit. It's hard for me to eat on fight days, honestly.
That's one thing that I hear a lot of people say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's too many nerves, and like your body wants that shit out anyways. You know what I mean?
You're about to go to
Like,
battle.
Exactly. So when like fight or flight kicking, you start peeing a lot. and
Yeah.
stuff
I
like
usually
that.
fast for 2 weeks before my fights. So anyway, so you wake up. Do you no food? Go for the run. What time's your first fight scheduled at?
My first fight was 4 p.m.
4 p.m. And then knowing that, how long would it be between your first fight and your second
I
fight?
had no clue what the time would be. It ended up being like 3 hours.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of like it felt like a track meet almost.
Did you have a shift in your mindset when you're like it's battle time? When did that kick in? How did that feel for you? What was that?
When you get in the venue and you start getting your hands wrapped and like you start seeing people warming up and like hitting pads, you start like smelling the tile oil.
Yeah.
Fucking it gets hectic.
Kicks in.
Yeah, it kicks in for sure.
Kicks in.
This is like the most calm I've stayed throughout like like 2 fights, I guess. I don't know. I felt like I've been here before. I've fought a bunch of times before.
So
I fought better people, I feel like.
And so you go out and fight your first fight. You're the first fight on the card?
On the card.
Okay, so you jump out there, good setup, everything's nice.
Yeah, well, honestly, I went out.
The production felt good.
Yeah, well, no, motherfucker was trying to run an ad over my walkout song.
Whoa.
And I was like, yo, like, I'm not walking out until he stops talking.
And
then like he stopped talking and like I walked out. And then like when I got in the ring was super slippery.
No kidding.
Yeah, the first round was like really bad. I slipped around like 2, 3, 4 times.
Was it humid in the room, or why do you think that was? Was it made
like
out of? Was it canvas?
It's canvas. So like maybe there was no like no sweat in it yet. Like, it was like super bare and dry.
Yes.
That could be a possibility. But I don't know, super slick. I don't like any of the surfaces we be fighting on.
No kidding.
I don't like any of the surfaces. I feel like we should like fight on like a wrestling mat almost.
Yeah. Well,
I'm with that.
Like you have grip on a wrestling mat.
Yeah.
Like
you would want grip and when you're standing.
Yeah, I don't know why we're like on a canvas, because one, you get like the shit scraped off of like your skin. You get a lot of like, I don't know, that should be hurting. Like if for MMA fights and like if you're on the mat. I don't know. But
yeah, one time fought a kung fu master motivational speaker on hot coals. It didn't go well for him, but I know sometimes the surface is just so important. But you're right. If you're slipping, you can't do what you got to do.
Yeah, so like the pace definitely had to slow down after the first round. Every round got better. I haven't fought since December, so that was like my first time getting in the ring and getting my feel back. So second round, like started bopping them up, started talking a little bit of shit.
That's you're in the zone right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I got you now. And what were you seeing for, like, what did you see in your first fight from that you knew you could exploit? Was it not fast?
Just like didn't have stamina.
God, it's terrible. People that go into fights that don't like, it's terrible because you'll lose. If you lose, you know what? And I've said this before. I think fighters get tired for sure, but then there's a difference between being tired and out of shape.
For sure.
And tired means you can recover in 5 seconds. You can exert yourself, explode, back away. Your power bar goes back up like a video game. But if you're out of shape, it stays down. It won't go back up.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. Recovery is everything, and if you can again, burst. You get the break in between. That's when it should be coming back up and increasing a lot. If you're not recovering between rounds, you're bad.
Yeah, for sure. And a big thing with that is breathing. Again, I think we talked about this like last week. You shouldn't be doing anything almost other than like nasal breathing. Honestly, like there's no reason for you to like do. I'm not saying like Wim Hof shit doesn't work, because it does, but like throughout life, throughout like the day, you should be breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Like running, all that shit. It just trains your lungs like to be a whole lot stronger.
Gotcha.
You makes them more elastic.
The big mouth breathing. They talk about it all the time. You hear all the commentators talk about when he takes that big deep breath in through the mouth.
That's how they know they be tired.
You can see it, but like breath work, I taught Hickson Gracie everything he knows about breathing. I don't know if you guys know about that. I taught him that. So that was back.
Sucking his stomach in.
Yeah,
That shit
so
crazy.
him and I worked on that a long time ago. I said, Hickson, you go ahead and run with this. Take some videos. Show
You
people
created
the world.
yoga, probably, didn't
Pretty
you?
much. So anyway, but yeah, so if you don't get your breath right in fights or in anything athletic in life in general, you're
at
not
a disadvantage.
Yes, and even if you're standing there making pancakes, you got to get your breath right.
Even when you're where you're living.
Yep. Just in general, just in life. And I think people forget to breathe a lot of the times. A lot of people holding their breath through life, and that'll starve your brain. And I think when you get a control of that, especially as an athlete, if you can control and master your efficiency with breathing, and actually you don't have to think about it, which comes from being in great shape, you're going to have an advantage over people all the time. That's kind of the Nate Diaz thing. I think of the Nick Diaz thing.
One thing I highly recommend, go on like a 45-minute walk once a week and just work on breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you don't do that, and then if you are breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you do that already, then try breathing in through your nose and out through your nose only. So nasal breathing only. I recommend it.
That's expert recommendation, people out there. So if you're listening to the show, try it out. Go out there and challenge yourself and see if you can actually pull that shit off. Now, you go into the third round, you're fresh.
Third round, I'm feeling pretty good.
And you're ahead in the scorecards.
For sure.
And do you piece them up again third round?
Yeah, piece them up third round, talk more shit, hit them with hard shots. But like the big thing with tournaments is you can't really you don't blow your load.
Yeah, because you got to compete again.
Exactly. So you're hitting them enough times to get the wins and to seal the victories and shit, but you're not putting
it's not a one-off.
Yeah,
got it.
Remember that the second guy is better than the first guy.
Oh yeah. So you got to be mentally prepared to do those rounds no matter what.
For sure.
Especially if you got it. Yeah. So you're probably game planning for your next fight. In your first fight, okay, I got this one. I got to win this.
Just seeing what takes the most energy, what I can use better, what I need to evade better, what worked, what didn't work, and that's pretty much it. And then going into the second fight with that stuff in mind, making sure that I'm using whatever. But then you also have to remember that it's a different person.
Totally different person, yeah,
completely different person.
What did you notice about fighter one that you fought? What were they trying to do? Did you notice anything, or they just weren't? Did you feel like any danger at all?
Not really. No. It was
it orthodox?
Orthodox fighter. Long, 5'10". We weighed in. Well, I weighed in at 126 and a half.
So you went against a couple guys that were taller than you, for sure.
Yeah, the first dude was 5'10", the second dude was 6 foot.
How many times you fought guys taller than you? Is this the first time?
No, that much taller than me. I fought dudes that were 5'7", 5'8".
Sure. So kind of
I never fought a dude that was 5'10" or 6 foot.
Gotcha. So you win fight one. You go. What do you do after fight one?
After fight one, I literally just drank water, drank coconut water, stretched, chill with the team.
How was your structure? How was your damage to your body?
I don't know. I don't get hit that often.
So it didn't take any damage.
No,
didn't have any dings. That kind of weird on my elbow. Nothing.
Maybe a ding on the knee from an inside leg kick, but other than that, no.
Gotcha. And then so you're chilling, waiting.
Watching fights with my girl, or the tribe. And really just chilling. And we sat there for 3 hours. And then I had to start getting warmed up. Then the Jag fought. And
shout out to Jag.
Yeah, shout out to Jag. I thought that was a dog.
Yeah. That wasn't a Jag?
I mean, I had blinked and I heard the noise, and I was like, "Yo."
Thought Tuffy 5K was over here wilding.
Now he's come a long way, and he's definitely put in the work. So I'm happy.
That dude's 4-0.
That dude's scary.
4-0.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
He clenched this guy up, clenched them elbows, knees, moved them all around the mat. Yeah, he looked
He
good.
bullied him. He bullied him.
Smiling the whole time.
Yeah, smiling, dancing the whole time. Yeah, he looked good.
He bullied him. He's taking his
He's
nice
the
guy
Jaguar.
attitude. He's taken his nice guy attitude and he's added some real bad intentions to it.
Faux show.
He's not afraid to hurt people anymore.
You can be nice and want to hurt people.
He is nice and hurts them. Yes, he's great. So that's awesome for him. So you're chilling. Jag gets the win. Now you're getting ready for fight 2.
Yeah.
And this is later on. The cards moved on. It's
like 2 fights before the main event or something like that.
Gotcha. Now, how is the environment at the fights? There's a lot of people watching.
For my first fight, it wasn't packed out for my first fight because I was the first fight.
Yeah.
So people were still getting in there. And then like my last fight, it was packed in there.
Gotcha. The DJ's bumping. They had everything going on.
Yeah. I had
For
2
sure.
good walkouts as well.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So you get out there, second fight.
Get out there the second fight.
And now it's the second fight. It's his first fight.
It's his first fight.
Oh, lucky for him.
So fucking I go out there, like he tries to touch gloves. I don't touch gloves. And then he throws like a face teep, like hits me in the glove. I parry a little bit, hits me like halfway in the face, and that was cool. Then I just like got into my rhythm, just started throwing jabs, kicks, moving around, leg kicks. I knew I won the first round. It was easy. Clinching a lot. And then second round, he starts like pushing the pace a little bit more. I'm coming forward. I'm hitting him with shots. We're clinching a lot. I'm throwing like we clinch. Y'all know like we clinch.
Yeah.
So hey, can I ask you a
lot.
question though? Can you get a video? Can we watch video of your fight next week? Can we watch that? Is
we
that
can.
possible?
Yeah, we
let's
can.
let's do that.
For real.
I'd love to see, or you can make a highlights or show some of the things you want to show. I'd love to see
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
And the world would love to see it too, man, because you are a very talented fighter.
All right, bet,
And the world's gonna see you no matter what.
The most talented fighter I know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like we are very lucky at our gym to be training with you and to watch you turn into this amazing real professional fighter. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Insanity.
and shout out to all the people out there getting after, just like Deuce. There's people out there, Jag as well, and Ronnie J here, who are have aspirations to get into a ring and fight for your entertainment. And
For
to get paid
life.
for it.
No.
So it's nice to see the fruits of your labor being realized in reality.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And we'll bring the belt on next week.
Bring on the belts, and you got a fight coming up again. So you had this second fight that you said was a little more challenging than the first fight.
Yeah, he was more experienced. He has like 20 fights, or maybe more than that. That was my 9th fight.
That's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So he's and he had a winning record in those fights.
I don't think he had a winning record.
But he's had a
I
lot-
think
he's
he's
got
like
a-
9-12 or
So
some
he's
shit
had a
like that.
lot of fights.
Yeah.
Those guys, those 500 guys are always they're in there.
Yeah, for sure.
You get a
But
guy that's like 3-20. You're like, all right, whatever. But then you get a guy that's like 500. You're like, fuck this guy. He might show up tonight.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
You
That's
know.
tough. So I'm glad that's a good challenge for you, man. I'm glad that you were able to
Yeah, for sure.
And I wasn't in doubt.
Getting a notch under your belt of like first 20 having like that much experience, that much ring experience is a lot.
you took down a gatekeeper.
For sure.
Yeah. You just leveled up for
yeah.
real.
And then damn, what was I saying? I forget what I was saying.
Well, after this, so you get done. So third round of this fight. Is there any doubt in your mind you're going to win this fight, though?
No doubt in my mind that I'm not gonna win. But like I definitely was getting tired. My legs were getting more heavy.
You
But
had to work.
I ran 2 miles that morning.
And you fought a whole other fight prior to that.
and fought that fight prior.
Gotcha.
But that's like shit that you live and you learn.
Yeah, that's just life,
Don't
but
do that.
I mean,
again.
he's lucky, dude. That guy's lucky he got you after you ran 2 miles and he got a fight because you get like I don't know, fresh Deuce. You fight him in the first fight, same fight or different fight? You fight that same guy in the first fight, same fight or different fight?
different fight.
Gotcha. See, there we go.
Different fight.
You meet second guy in first guy in second fight, and they
Same
switch.
fight.
Yeah. So
Maybe worse fight. Or like I probably like would have hit him harder.
that's a lot of fighting. That's good. You got up. You won that tournament. Brought home the belt.
Yes,
Took
sir.
took minimal damage. How's the toe? How's the legs? How's everything feel?
I'm good. Yeah,
You're
I feel
good.
good.
Hell
so
yeah.
and then so you ready
Yeah,
for the upcoming. You
Yeah,
have
we fight again. Well, I fight again next.
2 more fights again.
Yeah, 2 more fights next Saturday.
You're gonna have you're gonna be 10-0 in a matter of a week.
Yes.
We can
That's
have-
insane.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. And then so what's not to look too far ahead, but then what's going to be the next chess move for you?
Really getting everybody else trained in the gym, getting them ready for their fights.
Getting up for them, and then
I feel like I level up a lot, like by helping everybody else get better.
I think that's good. That's you definitely do.
Yeah, I really like enjoying. I enjoy being like in the books of Muay Thai and like in the dark depths of like studying and fucking figuring
Mastering
out
the
technique.
craft.
Yeah, I enjoy that shit. So when I have the time to do that and not like be training, I enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Well, you're a great teacher for sure. So it's good to have somebody like you who's really invested mentally and emotionally and spiritually into this sport, and
For
so it
real.
shows with the people you teach every day, and it shows in your fights. You're a dedicated human being, and you're an example to a lot of people out there about how to get things done and how to be a winner and how to succeed. So keep
Thank
going. We're gonna keep following Deuce, the real Almighty's career right here.
For
So
sure.
we're surrounded by greatness. Now we're gonna try and get your fight on next time. We'll talk to you when you come back, and we'll talk about that whole experience about your next upcoming fight, which is gonna be at a fight which fight promotion is the next one at?
Southeast K1 Championship. So K1 rules.
This is a kickboxing event only though.
Yeah, kickboxing only. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
fun.
nasty.
A
It's gonna be
banger.
nasty. I can't wait to
4-man
see it.
tournament. Get to fight for a belt and a crown. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. You know anything about the guys you're fighting?
Better dudes than I fought this past weekend. So
Well, you're a better dude than you were this past weekend. so
Exactly.
that's how it goes. You're like, okay, walk through a little fire. Here we go. And I'm looking forward to you face planting somebody.
Me too. Me
Just
too.
that face plant. You're
people don't always like do what I want them to do in the ring. Like sometimes
well,
they,
that's probably for their best interest, my friend.
Yeah.
Because if they did what you wanted to do, they'd be face planted and they'd be a total meme. So, but you're trying to get there, and like the smarter you get, the more you're gonna be able to lure them into your traps. Like that's it. You're gonna be able to make this master like of setting traps on people, and you're a dangerous human being. So, and that's something that you should be proud of.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, especially the profession you've chosen, because you want to be dangerous in the profession you've chosen.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about this past weekend. What happened in some of these fights, because I watched a majority of these fights because I was hanging out doing amazing things. But there was an issue with ring surfaces.
For real?
Yeah, that's what the main event was all about, with Arnold Allen versus Calvin Kattar. Now we can jump right.
So I'm gonna just say I didn't watch these fights because I fought the same night, so I haven't seen anything on this card.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you that the main event was, and we can just jump right to that because I don't really care, because I'd love to talk about what happened in that, because it had something to do with, first off, Calvin Kattar doing some kind of insanely out of character maneuver.
Oh my god!
So Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen.
It was the hype.
Saturday.
Yeah, it was from
Main
this
event.
past Saturday. It was the main event. Now Calvin Kattar, I've given him some hard time on this channel before, just because that's what we do. But I've got a lot of respect for the guy. He's a great fighter.
For sure.
He knows what he's doing. I don't think he's ever going to be a champion in the UFC, but he is a competent UFC fighter. 23-7. He's lost to only the best.
Yeah.
So
very solid fighter.
He's a very solid fighter, and he's what I would consider a gatekeeper at this point. And this is why he's fighting Arnold Allen, who's on the come up, and they love this guy. Now, I love Arnold Allen too, except for the fact that he stole Deuce's his ring name, but we've already addressed that. I was looking forward to it. It was going to be, I thought, a very interesting fight, especially exciting. But Calvin Kattar, then he did this move where, let's say, Arnold Allen was, I think, winning the fight.
He was
winning. Arnold Allen's a motherfucker, and in fact, he's dangerous. I think he's a prospect to not be trifled with, because he's got that mindset of dedication. He's not a shit talker.
Yeah, he has to be taken seriously.
I think he's heavily invested in his martial arts career. And I think he's got the school skills and the tool set and the mindset to go pretty far in this division. Now, that being said, Calvin did this jump thing.
He tried to do a flying knee, but like when he
But when he landed down on the
his
canvas,
foot was this way and his knee just kind of like shifted.
It shifted out, and you could see dude, I knew right away his knee was gone. I mean, I've been to knee doctor school, so I could see right there that he was not going to be able to stabilize again. So when he got back up, as you could see, his knee kept slipping out. He couldn't post back. Yeah. So the ref let him fight. Was it Herb? Herb lets anything go. So anyway,
Herb, no holds barred.
So yeah, Herb. So they let him go to the second round, and he collapsed. And I don't know if that's because of the surface that they're talking about, but you should have seen what, like, I don't know. I think now that I think about it, he I don't know what he was thinking.
He got hit with a calf kick, and then it forced him to post on the leg he couldn't post on. Then his knee shifted the other way. Oh my God, that was awful.
Which brings us back, which we were denied a great fight for these two guys. It was supposed to be a 5-round banger, but let's go back to the other knee that went out, which was the Phil Hawes, right?
Bro. Oh,
was it Phil Hawes, right?
It was Phil Hawes, and that was gross to see. Shout out to Roman Dolizzi though, because like it was like a really.
Did he have a leg lock?
He tried to get a leg lock in, and then like because Hawes is a wrestler, so like our instinct is like get to the back, but it was the wrong choice. He should have sat out and then like went into like 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew that maneuver though, so like it forced him to like move in a certain direction that
he tightened it.
Yeah.
He went he rolled the wrong way.
He rolled the wrong way.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry, bro.
So knowing this now, I think Phil Hawes and both him and Calvin Cater, I think both of them have at least a year and a half off. Fighting.
Bro. And if they don't, please just take a year off.
I'm sorry, Phil. Damn.
Shout out to Roman Dolizzi though. His hands was nice. He knocked him out, bro. Like
it was good, but that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Andre Arlovsky needs to hang it up.
Yeah, bro. He's getting paid. He's getting paid like $300K a fight now.
Okay, no. Keep fighting. Whatever. Finish that contract out, bro.
For real, bro. You got like 3 more fights or something.
Does he really?
I think he has like 3 more fights.
Oh my gosh. And he keeps on losing. He didn't even try.
He really did.
He didn't even try this last fight.
He got punched in the chest. He was like, nah, I'm good.
And he got choked out too. He's like, yeah, just choke me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of like, he got mounted and the guy was just
he was like,
beating him up and he didn't care.
Sport.
He didn't care. I watched Andre Arlovsky's first pro fight, which he got knocked out in. His first pro fight. He got knocked out in. I watched it the other day, and like that was back when they were still putting VHS tapes into like camcorders and walking around.
God.
Like that's how long that dude's been fighting for. He's been fighting forever, and he gets. How did he get that $300,000 shit? He was
a champion.
No, you know what? He was a champion, but he also had this weird run a couple years ago where he won a few fights in a row and was kind of coming back up.
Really?
So I think he probably got another contract after he went on this like 3-fight run. I'm not even joking because heavyweight's it's like because the thing about heavyweight division is you can trick people with age. Like you can be 50 years old and be UFC heavyweight champion probably.
Yeah,
you really could.
Because
it's like it's such a unique weight class where everyone can knock everyone out. Everyone can like
old man strength is a thing.
But
it's real.
But it's so and you combine that with like 250 pounds and then the ability to know how to knock people out. Like you can, and none of those guys want to wrestle.
Yeah.
They just want to stand there. They want to stand there and box shitty. With 4-ounce gloves on. That's what they want to do. And so
I'm down to watch that.
Yeah. So speaking of heavyweights, I mean, not to get too crazy here, but John Jones, once he comes back, doesn't lose for 10 years.
Bro.
You heard it here first. Hammertime just predicted it.
I think he might retire before then, like just out of boredom.
Why would he retire? He's just gonna kill people. Like which
you don't think he wants to do other combat sports?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Really?
He's not a good boxer, dude. He was gonna box.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess here's the thing.
BKFC.
Here's the thing though. I could see him doing like a super celebrity fight with somebody. for money, because why not?
Wrestling match.
Yeah, it better be a
I could see him
wrestling
going
match.
WWE, but like I could see him like some stupid heavyweight boxer could be like, I want to box John Jones, and I'd be like, I'll give him $25 million. He'd be like, cool, I'll do that, even though he might lose.
Yeah,
because he's just like, why? But other than that, like I don't see him going any place else. I mean, he could. Heavyweight is his to be taken for as long as he wants. He's 35 years old. He's a superior athlete. He's a psychopath. He's got no family. He's got nothing to live for. All he has to do is just beat people up for money now. And he's in the prime of a heavyweight's career. And heavyweights, they get really good 35 to like 42, 43.
Yeah.
Who can beat him?
And he has like the drive because he wants to be the GOAT still.
And again, he does nothing else to live for. He can just do this. Now he's not obstructed by anything, by his madness. Like he's free to go and like, I'm trying to think about anybody who could beat him. He would fuck up Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
He would fuck that guy up.
Kick his knees in.
He would just beat him up. He's just too good. He'd toy with him. And then
he wouldn't strike with Cyril.
And
he would just take him down. He would maul him.
Who else is in the heavyweight division that could even like give him a challenge? Francis could knock him out, but Stipe is going to prove he's going to beat him up. Curtis Blades, he beats up. Curtis Blades is the only, you know what? I take that back.
Curtis Blades is an interesting match for John Jones.
That's the one. Everybody else he fucks up. Curtis Blades could wrestle him though.
Yeah.
It could be this
really
good. It could be this really boring wrestling match because he could take him down and just nut ride him.
Yeah, it would be that would hurt my
soul. We're also talking about John Jones, who's as big as Curtis Blades now.
Yeah.
And also a seriously good wrestler because
and he throws elbows.
Yes. Yeah, John, I mean, I think that maybe if I looked at that heavyweight rankings again, I think that maybe that, but Aspinall's coming back from a knee injury. He's not going to be the same fighter. I'm telling you that right now.
He will be if he really just focuses on recovery. He can, and I'm partially like, this is really just me reaching, but like, if he can just focus on recovery and then just get back into training slowly.
Picture that guy standing in front of John Jones.
He would get fucked up. Yeah.
Spivak?
Nah, yeah,
he gets killed for him. He gets beat up. These guys get beat up by John Jones because he's a far superior martial artist. That's what it comes down to.
At the end of the day, yeah.
He is ultimately a far superior martial artist. You're just not going to beat him. Nobody's going to beat him at heavyweight.
Do you think he goes back to pound for pound number one?
Yes.
If he wins a heavyweight?
Yep.
Yes, he does.
Shoots right back up.
Yes, he does.
He's never lost.
No, yeah, he's never lost. And I mean, like, listen, he's had close fights, which is, you know, it's hard when you're fighting. When he fought at 205, it was good.
Yeah.
You had a lot of killers at that time. You had it was the end of the golden era of the 205 division where you had guys like Shogun, you had guys like Dan Henderson, you had guys like Rampage. That was a golden era of 205 coming to an end.
Absolutely.
And he wrecked all those fucking guys. Then he ran into a little bit of trouble with fucking Gustafsson, but that was because he was out doing cocaine all week. Now, and he didn't take him seriously. Let's face it, he beat up Daniel Cormier.
Oh, he fucked Cormier.
Let's face it, he beat up Daniel Cormier. Steroids or not. I mean, Dominic Reyes gave him a little bit of a hard time, but again, I'm not sure how serious he took that Dominic Reyes fight. And
he didn't take that seriously.
But that's also when Dominic Reyes still believed in himself. Now he doesn't.
That fight really broke him. Like losing that fight broke him, which is like, he's not a fighter. Like if I can be,
no, he was fucked over, and mentally that'll do something to you as a man.
Over, bro,
in his mind, he's living in this alternate universe where he was the middleweight or light heavyweight champion of the world, and like sometimes, like psychologically, people cannot get over those things.
Bro, he has to get over that.
He's that talented. Dude, that's like missing a field goal in the Super Bowl to win the game. Like he was that. Like he won the game.
That
dude.
close,
like,
bro.
He won the game, and it was kind of like I wouldn't. Again. Never leave it up to the judges, but
he won that fight.
If you watch that fight, you're like, this is This is pretty. I think he won this fight. Now that's neither here nor there because that's not how the game works.
Yeah,
he could have bounced back, but he's been laid to bed by Yuri Prohajka. Remember, he put him to sleep, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Spinning elbow.
And who else? Oh, fucking Jan Blachowicz knocked him dead. You know, it's like the guy, like once knocked out twice.
Yeah.
Like deadly knocked out.
He went from undefeated to knocked out twice.
Yeah, so and you know, he's kind of got that. He's kind of like, I don't know. He just, I really hope, I honestly hope Dominic Reyes comes back because he was a good fighter at 205.
Same. He's very talented.
He's awesome, but you have to, you know what? Hey, Dominic, if you're out there listening, which I'm sure you are because this is the most popular, awesome podcast in the known universe. And all great combat sports aficionados tune in to us every week. So, Dominic, if you're out there, you got to just call us. We're mindset masters. You'll come out we'll fly you out. We'll send the plane, come out to the beach villa. We'll get you all set up. You'll be winning championships.
Meditation session on the moon.
I mean, you know what I did for Francis Ngannou and what I improved his striking, and that was, you know, after that, look what he did to what's his name, the Uberine. That was I showed him that punch. I said, you know what, you're kind of built for this. You're kind of built for this swing that's like weird, like unorthodox, totally not fundamentally sound, crazy out of the nowhere strike that nobody would ever expect to hit you with. So I taught him that you got to think outside the box sometimes. You know, sometimes training and actual skills and fundamentals go out the window when you're just built like a crazy sand miner. And that's just what sometimes you got to do. Just start swinging those fucking hammers around and
what the fuck?
because that's what he used to do, right? Remember, Francis used to start
Yeah,
just
like
going,
he was scooping sand or something.
As a
just
10-year-old.
he's like,
That
yes,
shit crazy.
It's almost like some Miyagi training of like that sand, like that scoop, because that's all he did. He scooped his face right into fucking Mars. Well, anyway,
Bro, not Michael Chandler, but Makachev really fucking tapped out Oliveira.
what are they grappling?
No, I'm just hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, Makachev, yeah.
Yeah, he really tapped out.
It was a beautiful setup, by the way. Like I know,
Oliveira,
like,
man.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like I don't know if I said this here, but like Islam and Charles make a lot of similar mistakes, honestly.
no, there's no. Hang on, stop the presses. Stop the press. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Lightweight
Let's get it.
Lightweight is now the most boring division in MMA. You know
False.
why? Islam Makhachev is gonna fucking dominate for a long time.
I disagree.
You're wrong. I'm sorry.
I disagree.
He just manhandled Charles Oliveira.
Okay, but so where was that at when he was fighting Arman Saryukian? Like, there's so many people who are coming up right now with as good as grappling as he
Father's
has.
plan.
You don't
Oh my
understand
God.
this guy. You don't understand. This is gonna be bad for lightweight.
He's gonna break the lightweight record for title defenses. I know that for
He's
a fact.
going to win forever.
It's like 4.
It's 3. It's 3. It's not even that high.
You know what? Khabib got out because of Islam. He knew it.
You think it? Whoa!
He
you
knew
think Islam? Khabib would eat Islam?
No,
Khabib
I disagree.
would eat Islam alive.
I disagree. I think that everything that I needed to know about Islam was answered in that fight against Charles Oliveira. He's going to maul everybody for the next 5 years.
I disagree. I don't.
And he's going to retire.
He's gonna have.
retire.
He's gonna have some good title. He's gonna break the title defense record. That's first and foremost.
No one
And
is
then
going.
people
to,
are going. And then they're, bro. Everybody loses. Tom takes out everybody.
listen. Episode 28, minute 42. You heard it here. Islam Makhachev is going to be the most dominant lightweight champion you've ever seen. He's not going to be challenged. He's going to retire undefeated moving forward. And it's just going to be, they're going to find somebody else from their fucking village to take the place next. But I just don't see anybody. He looked really, really good.
He looked excellent. He was a great fighter. But
He looked in
I'm
shape.
sorry. Like,
He looked mentally ready for what was about to happen. He went out and executed the plan exactly. His striking was beautiful. The hook that he landed on Charles was
so fast.
it was well timed.
It was
too.
so good though.
That
I watched
timing was
it.
so
I
good.
watched everything about it. Everything about it was beautiful. just even like the elbow, where it was, how he struck. You know that long. Often,
I knocked
it wasn't this
an opponent's mouthpiece out this
yes,
weekend.
it was
with
this.
That.
He caught it right in that sweet spot, and Charles hits the ground. What does Islam do?
He
Mauls
fouled
him. Everybody else doesn't maul Charles. He mauled Charles.
Okay, so you don't think
Right.
if Matuz Gamrot or like Benil
No.
Dariush were in the same
No
situation,
way.
they wouldn't follow Charles down?
No, not with the same confidence that I saw.
No, it doesn't.
The
You don't
same-
have to be confident.
Yes,
but
you
like
do.
they have the capability to like at the very least stave him off. Like those two lightweights.
No, you have to attack.
He attacked and powered right through it. I know that Charles was throwing up some submissions. We were there. I was front row. We saw it live.
Yeah.
Then I
That
watched it
armbar attempt
over.
was crazy.
But then I watched it over and over and over again on replay, and I just didn't see any fear or the whole time he had Charles on the back foot. Charles tried to be aggressive. He was easily put back in place and put on his back foot easily every time on the feet. Like it just wasn't even close. That fight wasn't even close. If you watch that fight over and over, it wasn't even close. Charles was uncomfortable on his back foot, never had Islam in any danger at all the entire fight. And Charles was the motherfucker. He just submitted the submitter easily. I don't see anybody that has the dedication or the backing and the coaching and the culture right now that's going to take this guy down because he gives a fuck. This all this
but
guy,
it's
dude. I don't think
it's lightweight. The pool, the
Michael Chandler.
talent pool is gonna.
Michael Chandler get dumped
always
on his
fantastic.
fucking head. Michael Chandler be dumped on his head. I don't care how.
I'm not talking about any. I'm telling you, I already know how. Like, I know he's going to get. Like, I know he's going to break that title.
I'd like to see somebody. I'd like to see somebody because lightweight is a great division, but I just don't see it going to be. I don't see it being competitive for a while.
He's a motherfucker right now, but there's always a motherfucker like lurking. Like, there's probably some no name in
Patty
the UFC right now
Pimblett.
that's about to fuck. Hell no. God, no.
Patty the Batty.
God, no.
Oh, Patty the Batty. I like the way he co-opted that song and made it his. It's great. What a genius.
Facts.
But so I just you know what? Maybe I'm just high on the cataract medicine right now, talking crazy. Truth is, though, I really feel like what I saw there made me a believer in Islam Makhachev. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and I'm fuck with that. But him beating Khabib is never happening. I don't think he could. I don't think like
it's
Prime versus Prime.
It's not even worth talking about.
Prime versus Prime. I'm
it's
just saying.
It's like it doesn't like these are the rabbit holes you get into with you know guys like Jake Paul not like knocking down the great Anderson Silva this last weekend.
That shit was crazy.
No, it wasn't. It was dumb. The whole thing is dumb.
I mean, he's a 47-year-old, but he's still like honestly okay. Like I'm gonna say this straight up.
That was fake as fuck.
I don't know the boxing rules, but Anderson Silva won the middle rounds from what I saw. Anderson Silva won one round.
That was like a
2
sparring.
through 6.
There has to. I think Jake Paul's got some kind of clause in his contract. You can't knock him out. I
really. I
don't know. It didn't even look. It didn't look like there was a fire in Anderson Silva's eyes to kill him. That's all I'm saying.
There were a couple.
It just seemed like he was out there like to have recreational.
Didn't he just get knocked out recently though?
He got knocked out twice before this fight. I don't know why.
I saw a recreational sparring session. That's what I saw. I didn't see anything too crazy out there that would lead me to believe. But you know, here's the thing: so games are over for Jake. Either you fight me because you're undefeated, or you fight a real boxer, like somebody just a regular fucking boxer.
That's not gonna happen because Jake is like
they did terrible
average boxer.
They did terrible pay-per-view numbers, and like if Jake Paul. At this point, he knows how to box. We talked about this before. There's no reason why he couldn't be a successful boxer. But what I don't understand why he just doesn't go instead of going super celebrity boxing, go, dude, start fighting and like be a real fighter. Go grassroots, build it up, make these fights, earn your way up, and just do it. That would be. I think people would be so stoked to see like him a journey like that. Like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just go and fight regional. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Watch me earn this for real. Because I think he could.
Yeah.
I think if he goes on an amateur scene, he runs through the amateur scene right now. Like he's going to do fine. But then you want to see him fight somebody.
He can't though.
all his fights have been
'cause he's had
exhibitions.
professional.
Have they been professional? They've been exhibition. I don't think his record counts for anything. But I might be wrong.
But you make money.
I'm not sure how that all works out. But I think you might be right about that.
I think it is different. I think it's different for boxing. I think you can make money without it being.
Regardless, okay.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Regardless, he should still fight. Go fight low level pro then.
Yeah,
whatever it takes, but just earn
but
it.
I guess that's what he's I don't know what the end goal is. Like, who's the guy that he wants to fight last?
Tommy Fury.
Well, here's the thing. I think this is what I think that Jake Paul might have realized in his last fight, because they only did they did terrible pay-per-views. Nobody bought it. He admitted
under
it himself.
300.
He admitted himself that he
lost 300K. I'm sorry.
He lost millions. He lost millions doing this fight. So maybe for him, he realizes okay, I don't have to pay for all this in order for me to be a boxer. I can just box on cards. I can do this. But, does he really want to be a real boxer?
That's kickbox.
No, I don't think he's got. I don't see the athleticism in a kickboxing. I don't think he's.
Me neither.
I don't think he's got that.
He go crazy, bro.
I think he's
that leg kick was nice.
You ain't see, yeah, bro. He was practicing leg kicks a little bit.
No, all right,
I'm bullshitting.
Well, I mean, I know he can listen. The guy can throw hands. It looks like. I mean, he's trained up. But fight a real boxer, please. That'd be I'd love it. And don't worry about selling big numbers. Don't worry about doing all these things. If you really want to be a boxer, if you get 10 or 15 fights, you're fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, and you're 16-0 at some point. You earned it. You're going to get that money anyway. And you're gonna get the shine on it from earning instead of trying to buy your way into being a legitimate fighter. It worked, and it's a great gimmick, and I think it's probably not gonna be a thing. I mean, there's always gonna be things like Rough and Rowdy. There are people who want to see these kind of things, but Jake Paul's circus and that situation, nobody really tuned in because they'll wait and watch the clips on YouTube, and it's not a dedicated community to boxing. It's a dedicated community to entertainment.
Yeah.
And you don't need to see that live. You don't need to see Jake Paul box Anderson Silva live, because most of the people watch that don't even know who the fuck Anderson Silva is.
Facts.
They don't give a shit. They're like, oh, he's an old, it doesn't make any sense to them, it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. They might go watch some highlights and get hyped up on it, but in the end, it's how many times do you want to see your hero Jake Paul win pre-designed fights for him to win? How does that make you feel? I want to see the guy earn a fight, and I would love to see that about him. And I think he could, but show people. And that's how you get Hammer Time's respect. So, anyway, this is what do we got coming up this week? There's a UFC coming up this week. Check it out. I'm not sure. I think that it's a
fight night.
Fight night.
Between Marina Rodriguez and what the fuck?
Yeah, Neil Magny. So there's some fights on there for sure.
D-Rod.
But we'll talk.
We'll
talk about it. We're gonna have a big super show next week for episode 29, because we're gonna talk about your upcoming fights. UFC 281 is coming up. That is the real big catch. That's Adesanya Pereira fighting or whatever. That's Pereira fighting. People can't wait for that one. So, but yeah, this next weekend.
Wait, so Bryce Mitchell isn't fighting this? When is Bryce Mitchell fighting?
He's on the UFC
282, right?
Yeah, and a couple fights up. But so I'm looking forward to some of these upcoming pay-per-views. Patty Pimblett's fighting again.
Darren Thompson versus Holland.
That's going to be great. Is that one happening in England?
I don't know.
I think
Gustafson. It looked like it. Rosenstruck.
Is that if it's happening in England, it's going to be.
This is 282.
Yeah, is that going to be in the daytime?
Yuri Prochazka, Glover Teixeira.
I think those are daytime fights because they're happening over in the UK.
Let's go. We're
good, guys.
I love the daytime fights. We'll be over there having some bangers and mash, drinking pints of delicious ales, and watching those fights. That's Bryce Mitchell is on that card.
Raul Rosas.
Oh, I'm
Edmund
excited.
Shabazian.
The list goes on and on. We'll be there front rowing as usual. So anyway, we got a big couple shows coming up for us. We are on all the Facebooks and all that, or not Facebooks. We don't do the Facebooks. We do the what we got.
We got Twitter, Mace Hammertime, Instagram, Mace Hammertime MMA, and YouTube. You already here.
Tune in, people. Subscribe, like, share, spread the word, spread the message. We love you, and we can't do it without our 43 subscribers. So without further ado, we're going to get the heck out of here. This is Mace Hammertime, 500-0, Hammer Time. Out!
Ow!
Yeah.